Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gregory Mascaro. Today is Friday, April 7th, 2017. A lot going on. We had Syria do a chemical attack the other night, and then last night we had the United States do a retaliatory strike against the airfield that launched the attacks. In my opinion, the right thing to do. With that being said, we do have a lot of issues that get affected by this behavior, concerns for the market, and today those concerns are going to be addressed around pensions and qualified deferred compensation programs that you're able to utilize for your future retirement. 403b, 401k, IRA, Roth IRA. These are all things that are important to us to utilize for a very nice tax advantage savings. The issue comes in, most people understand that the markets move up or down, but they forget it actually moves in three directions. The market also moves sideways. So in these type of IRS qualified, approved, not guaranteed, approved that they're legally sound and able to be utilized for your money and your deferred compensation, IRS situations with the qualification of tax deferred qualified money, they don't allow you to set up opportunities that take advantage of downside dips in the market. Between the next 30 years of your career, from whatever age to retirement, the market will go up and down. You're only happy in those situations with that type of planning or those types of plans that when the market goes up. They don't have anything that makes you money when the markets go sideways or down. So the markets are 2-to-1 against you being successful. That's one of the reasons why when I talk with people and advise them on what to do, I teach them several things. One, I teach them that they should always have a percentage of their money go into cash. That way there's a money market or a fixed account market where they could take that cash, and when the markets dip down, they could pick and choose of whatever sub-accounts that they're allowed to use to go take advantage of the downside and then enjoy the upside swing. Or if they're holding sub-accounts, whatever they might be, growth, moderate, whatever, they're able to say, hey, you know what, that dipped down, but it's still a solid and real good sub-account. I have the cash on the side. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to bring my market average per share price down, and I'm going to enjoy the upside. So these are the only tools you have available to take advantage of the downside swing. The other thing that I teach people is this is qualified money. This is your safest money. You should not be using sub-accounts. It should just be going into fixed accounts or money market. Where you take your risk is your outside money investment activities. Your pension money, what you want to do is take advantage if your company or your career or your job has, with the pension design they've chose, a matching contribution. You want to contribute on your end of the money going into the account at least the number that maxes out their contribution. And everybody's match, if they have it, is different by each company. So you can work that out with your HR person, what you would have to contribute to get that maximum dollar match. That's free money. To give you an idea on that, on a 401k, I think it's $18,500 a year this year if you put that away on a pre-tax basis. Beautiful thing. Several things happen when you don't do the max. One, you wound up paying taxes on money that you didn't have to pay taxes on if you contributed. Now, I understand if you need the money, you need the money to live on. The other thing is with this type of structuring, these deferred compensation programs, you don't get to carry the balance you didn't put away this year. If you're allowed $18,000 and change and you put 10, you left $8,000 on the table that you're going to get taxed on that you could have deferred. Next year, you're not going to get to recapture that 8 you left on the table. It's gone. So that's a negative. But not everybody can max out the 401k contribution. But if you at least match the contribution to the match, you're getting free money. So even if you match only $1,000 and they gave you $1,000 on your pension into your account, and you did manage to do $18,000, well, $1,000 on $18,000 is nearly a 10% free money return, no risk. There's absolutely no motivation to touch any other risk within that platform. What better served is to have some of that money going in, stockpiling cash. So when the market does dip down, you could capitalize on that low end swing and then enjoy the ride back up. Now, what I'd like to share with you right now is you don't need tremendous amount of software, computers, and programs. The sad fact is your human resource person is not qualified. They're not going to give you advice and direction other than to say follow the model that the third-party administrating firm that your company is using for your pension. And when you talk to them, they're just going to say to you, are you risk tolerant? Are you high risk, low risk? Here's a model. They're really not advisory. They're not going to give you direction. They're not going to give you active management. That's where services come in, similar to what I offer. But a simple thing to help you understand your cash needs, your return wants, and where you're going to be 10 years out, 20 years out, 30 years out, it's called the Rule of 72. It's a simple algorithmic number. It provides 3 answers for you. No computers necessary for financial planning. This tells you 3 important things. It tells you how long a certain interest rate will take to double your money. What about a 97, 98% accuracy? It tells you if you want to say you want to double your money in X number of years, it'll tell you what compounding interest rate you need to return, but it would also calculate for you inflation. Now, you'll hear a term from professionals called the AIR, A-I-R. Stands for assumed inflation rate. Whenever you think about your future needs and wants, you have to calculate that the cost of living is going to go up. It's called the AIR. If you go too low on the assumed inflation rate, you won't have enough money when you go to retire. I rather err on the side of too high. If I come in, right now we're at a very low inflation rate. I think it's under 2%. Most professionals like to use a 3% benchmark for inflation rate. At 3%, about every 20 some odd years, the cost of living will double. So if we're 30 years old and we're going to retire at 60, the cost of living is going to double 1.5 times by the time you go to retire. So if your cost of living today is $5,000, you're going to be about $12,000 to $15,000 a month to pay for your standard of living that you're accustomed to. So if we know the interest rate, 5% a year we're making on our money, take 5, divide 72 by 5, and it's going to come up with 14.7 or so. It means about 5% interest will double money about every 14 years. Go the other way. We want our money to double in 5 years. Well, you divide 72 by 5, and it's almost about 14 and change. It means you got to make 14% a year compounded that you're going to double your money in 5 years. And that's the same thing with inflation. If we want to calculate a 5% inflation rate, you take 72 divided by the 5, and it'll tell you the inflation rate, which is about 14.7 years. So this is stuff that helps you understand what's going to be like looking forward into the future. It makes you have an opportunity to say, what do I need to do today that's going to satisfy that down the road? This is where I said the other day to someone, you're 65 years old, you manage to save $1 million, your standard of living is $150,000 a year. You don't want risk, you want safety of principle, and those kind of parameters are making maybe, well, at the bank it's not even 1% a year, that's not even 3% on a 5-year CD, but maybe you'll find something for 5%. Well, 5% with special tax considerations, that's only making $50,000 a year. You're still $100,000 short. So now you're going to take down from the principal to make up the 100 you're short to live on $150,000 a year. Or you're going to downsize your standard of living and your expenses. Finding a vehicle that gets you where you need to go, that's the hard challenge. There's only so many solutions to that. I really would like to show you some of the work that I do. If you want to have conversations, just talk. Skype, GMView, GMVIEW, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call my landline, 631-285-3602. Talk is free. Conversations are valid and free. There's services I provide, but these are the challenges we're all facing. Not counting any of the other issues that are coming to the forefront with terrorism, violence, politics, constraints on Mother Earth, constraints on food supply, energy supply. All of these things are what my work is now encompassing in helping people find solutions to their needs. Well, I went a little long today, but enjoy your day. Be well. Stay safe. Have a happy day. Enjoy your weekend. Join me tomorrow, Saturday. I will be posting my political conversations, which is going to be a segment called The Ramblings of a Confused Mind. That's an ode to my brother Frank. Until then, take care and be well. All the best. This is Gregory saying have a nice day. Bye-bye.